In this example, we're going to be looking at creating an image rollover with Dreamweaver. I have a div set up for my navigation. I'm going to delete the content there. And under my Common tab for my insert bar, I'm going to choose Image, but I'm going to click on the little arrow beside it and choose a Rollover Image. When I do that, a new pop-up window occurs, and I'm going to fill out this information. My image name is how my script is going to reference my image. This is going to be for home. And now I'm going to select my original and my roller image using the browse function. So when I browse, I want to go to my images folder, but I want to point out something. The person who originally created this site called the buttons button 1, button 2, button 3. This is not search engine friendly, sometimes referred to as SEO friendly. And it's kind of confusing for a designer, especially if you have to come up and follow behind someone like I did. So I can select these and they'll work just fine. I want to make sure I provide some alternate text and where to go. I'm just going to put in a hash mark because I don't have a URL for this. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to save it. I'm going to go to Live View. And if I roll over, there is a slight hover effect that you can probably notice. Now, I want to show you the problem with having those buttons real quick. So let's say I come over here. I want to rename it. I can select my image, right-click, edit, and rename. So I might call this nav home over, since this was the lit version. And it's going to say you want to update nav home, since it's a normal version. And yes, I'm going to update it here as well. If I switch back to Live View, notice that the more recent version of Dreamweaver will actually notice and find the JavaScript code and update it for you. So you can go in and make these changes. However, older versions of Dreamweaver could not do this, so you have to be very careful. So what I prefer to do is when I have a button is to make sure it's named correctly to begin with. Now, a shortcut for renaming is to simply click on the name and hit F2. F2 is the rename function. Notice I'm putting nav in front. That way all my navigation buttons are linked together visually when I look at them inside of my file panel. Now I want to insert that new button into my navigation. I could go once again to my insert bar and choose my rollover image, or up on my top I could choose insert, image objects, rollover image. Notice it provides the exact same information. My name should have no spaces. I choose nav putting greens and nav putting greens over for my overstate. My alternate text, which is there for screen readers and for people who are visually impaired or who may not download images for one reason or another. So I want to make sure I have a good descriptive name for them. And once again, since this is a demo, I'll just put a hash mark. If I wanted to type in an actual URL, I could either type it in or use the browse feature. Click OK. And there's my second button. Once again, click on Live View, and it keeps track of my two buttons. Now you might say, how is this doing it? Well, it's real simple. We'll go strictly in code view this time. You can see that Dreamweaver has created a bunch of JavaScript code for us. Now it's not real important we understand how it works, but what it does is when the person rolls over a link that the image is in, it identifies the link, identifies the image, and it swaps out the image either with its original state or with the overstate. You see here we have our div with class nav. Here's our anchor tag. We have our on mouse out and mouse over to perform these rollover images. If you found this video tutorial helpful, please like and share it with others. If you want to keep up with other videos that are coming out, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook. That way you can get the most up-to-date information.